Hi everyone, I'm Rachel Tessman from StampYourArtOut.com, and I'm going to share with you today another paper crafting class. Today I'm going to show you how to make these really pretty Merci chocolate candy wraps. So I'm going to flip the camera around, put you in the stand, and we'll get started, okay? All right, let's set it up here real quick. All right, looks like Kim is with me. Hi, Kim. All right, let me make sure that we've got a good visual here. I was just broadcasting on my team page, and my stand kept edging closer and closer to where I am creating, so that was kind of tough for me here, because I think it's good now, though, right? Looks good. Are we on my Stamp Your Art Out with Rachel page, you guys? Can you let me know? I think I am, but I want to make sure that that's where I am, because it looks like we have a few from my team of Stampers with Art Stars. These are the candy wraps that I had made back in December for some team members that came to my holiday party. And oh good, thanks Fran. And I had a request after I posted these on my blog on December 12th to do a little video with them. So I thought, well, the perfect place to do that is Facebook Live, because I can always take and upload that to YouTube also. So hey Cindy, glad that you joined. Thanks Kim for the nice comment. So I'm going to go ahead and move those out of the way. Those were made with the Foil Frenzy designer paper that you can find in the annual catalog. And these are made with a newer paper that also have some nice shine to them. Hey Sandy, these are made with the Painted with Love designer series paper. So the chocolates, Christy, are the Merci chocolates. I'm going to show you the actual container that I bought them from so that you can get those. And this is the paper that you can get in the Occasions catalog. This is the Painted with Love, and you can see that there's a nice foil shine to all of these. Now on the flip side, I know, right? On the flip side, we have the not so shiny designs, but also very fun patterns going on here. So we're going to use the foil side though, because I'm all about shine and glitz. So again, that is the Painted with Love designer series paper, and those can be found, those papers can be found in our Occasions catalog. Let me flip that around for you really quick. That is in page 19. Page 19 is where you'll find that paper. It's a $13 set of papers, but that's the U.S. price. So if you are in Canada or elsewhere, you're going to have different pricing depending on where you're at. Let me think what else I want to share with you. Oh, the reason why I'm sharing them with this paper, of course, is because they're going to be great for Valentine treats. So very simple and easy to make these. I can't wait to show you. These are the chocolates, Christy, and I found these at Target. I also found those in our local grocery store, but they were just seasonal at the time. The Merci chocolates, I believe, are European. I'm guessing that they're from France, and this is what they look like. So they have a nice shape to them, and then this pack here has a variety of different flavors in them too. So we're going to use that, and I think I bought that for like $5.70 at Target. So if you're looking for those, you could probably even find them on Amazon. So let's scoot those out of the way and look at all the supplies that you'll need. I'm going to be using the Picture Perfect birthday stamp set. My computer's making noise at me again. It always happens when I'm doing a live video. The Picture Perfect birthday stamp set can be found in your Occasions catalog, and that is on page, if you have the catalog handy, that is on page 5 in the catalog. So I just love the fonts in there, so that's why we're going to use that one. And I'm going to pair that up with our Fresh Fig stamp pad color. And I'll also use the C block. I'm going to mount that for you today, because sometimes I feel like I go through these videos and I don't show some of the basics. So I'm going to actually show you, if you're a beginning stamper, how to use our stamps, okay? Some consumables that you'll need will be some of our foil doilies. These are the metallic foil doilies, and they actually come, oh, here. I'm looking all over the place, and they're underneath my phone where I hadn't, anyways, they were out of view. Okay, these are metallic foil doilies. You get them in gold and silver, and then 2 different sizes. You'll also need some ribbon, and I think the perfect ribbon for this is our 1/8 inch gold ribbon. And then you'll need some coordinating cardstock with the paper that you choose. So I'm going to use this pattern here. And, oh, you found them at Menards today, Kim, the Merci chocolates, for $4.98. Well, that's a better savings. So yes, get them at Menards if you have a Menards nearby. We're going to use coordinating cardstock colors that I'm using powder. I think this is powder pink. And then we also have the berry burst color here. And we're going to cut those to size here. Now, I'm having some printer issues because it's hooked to our internet. So I was not able to print out the dimensions for you to place in front of you today. In fact, we're using last week's little sheet of paper here that has my website on it, and it's marked up. So forgive me for not having some papers in front of me, but I will show that to you on the computer so that you can take a screenshot of it. This paper here, which is an inch tall, and that's powder pink, and then this is the berry burst. Or is this, yeah, I think this is berry burst. And then this is the, we're going to cut it, actually. Sorry. Okay, let me give you the dimensions here really quick, if I can get my computer showing. There we go. Can you see that, you guys? Because I hope you can. I think you can. I'm looking through my phone, and it looks like it's screenshotable. So take a screenshot of that. These are the dimensions that you're going to need. And then I'm going to take it off of here, and we're going to get started with some cutting. So the coordinating cardstock in this piece here is actually a lot tinier. I already pre-scored it. So it is 1 3/4 inches tall, and then I scored it in on each end. So you can see here the 1 3/4 inches, and then we're gonna turn it this way, and we're gonna score it at 3/4 of an inch. That's what this score line is. And then we're going to turn it around and score it at 3/4 of an inch. And that's how you get those two score lines in there. So let me just demonstrate that really quick, even though they're already in there. Okay, you just hold your arm down really firm and you score, and turn it around and do the same thing. Make sure it's nice and firm and score, and that's how you got those. Now, we're not going to make it this wide, but if you're doing a whole bunch of these, I recommend having a strip that is that tall, 1 3/4 inches tall. That way you can take and move it in this direction now. Now we're going to look on this side of the paper trimmer and not on this side. And you can see these measurements up here. We're going to move it to the 5/8 inch mark. And the reason why I chose that is because if you look at these chocolates, they are about 5/8 inches wide right here. And I wanted it to have a nice platform to sit on. So 5/8 inches is, if you're not a math person, follow my finger. You're going to move in from this line, which is a little bit long, and to this line. This is the 1/2 inch mark. And then just 2 little marks over gives us the 5/8 inch mark. Okay, you can take a screenshot of that too if you want to. And we're going to trim it. So that's how big you want that piece to be. And it's gonna be the support that holds the candy bar, the little candy, inside the wrap, okay? So now we're going to take and set that aside. Again, if you're going to do a whole bunch, keep slicing at the 5/8 inch mark to get that. This strip is 1 inch tall, and it doesn't matter how long it is. Again, if you're going to do a whole bunch of them, make one big long strip, and that way you can punch out a bunch at once. So the next tool I'm going to bring in is the Everyday Label Punch. Now this punch looks a lot bigger than this strip of paper can use. Oops, got a scrap in there. But we're only gonna punch this portion of it. So you can take and center it in there so that it looks even on the top and the bottom, and then you punch it, and you've got the perfect size for the sentiment that we're gonna stamp in there. Now you've got more, so you can keep on punching along that long strip, okay? Okay, let's set that punch aside. So that's why I had this piece here too, just in case this piece didn't punch right, then we'd have one ready to go. But either one would work great here. We could use the Whisper White color, or we could use the Powder Pink color. Powder Pink is a coordinating color with this paper, and that's why I chose it. Okay, so let's keep that in the screen here. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take the stamp. So we're going to grab our Fresh Fig ink. We're going to press the lid forward to open, and then twist it around and flip it into place, okay? That's how you open these wonderful stamp pads. The nice thing about our stamp pads, by the way, is that when they are closed, you'll notice that the ink pad is sitting upside down. That keeps the ink nice and fresh at the surface. So again, you push it forward where these little dots are, and you flip it, and you slide it into place. Now we've got our C-size block here. This is perfect for the stamp image that we want. And we're just going to open up our stamps and grab the one that says Treat Yourself. It's already got some nice coloring on it because photopolymer or totally clear stamps do stain, and that's fine. It doesn't mean that they're not usable. You can totally use them. And in fact, I think it makes it a little bit easier to see where you're stamping anyways. So let's ink that up, and let's stamp that onto the right side of our punched out piece. So you're just pouncing up and down to ink it, and then you can see through these stamps. So I'm a big fan of photopolymer. Stampin' Up, by the way, makes excellent photopolymer stamps. We waited for a lot of the other industries to make their stamps, and then we learned from them. Stampin' Up is all about quality, so you're going to find really high quality photopolymer with our stamps. We're going to set that aside. You would clean that off with a little scrub. In fact, let me grab that. If you are not somebody who has stamped before, this is our scrub that we have, and you could use even just like a paper towel. A damp paper towel would work well. And then this is our mist. But the nice thing about these two products is that you really clean deep into your stamp image, and then you can dry, and you've got a conditioning cleaner too. So that Stampin' Mist cleaner is awesome for cleaning off your stamps. Okay, now let's grab our other tools. Other things that you're going to need. We're going to need the 1/8 inch hole punch, a paper snip stick and trim ribbon. We're also going to need a piercing mat and a piercer, and this one has the cap on it still, so we're just going to pull that off. Then we're also going to need our fast fuse, which is a nice strong adhesive, our bone folder, a pencil, and a ruler. So let's take our bone folder. Actually, we're going to do our pencil and ruler first. Let's flip this over. First, let's make sure we know where we're going to put that. I think I want more gold on the front. So this is going to be our front side. So we're going to flip this over, and we're going to measure on our grid paper here, which you can also get in our online store. We sell it all. And we're going to measure down here. I don't know if, hopefully you can see, but we're going to measure at 2 1/8 inches over. And we're just going to mark it with our pencil right here. We have a little mark there. This again is our front, and this is our inside. This is where we're going to tape our little support piece. So let's go ahead and put some adhesive, nice strong adhesive. This is our fast fuse. It's super sticky. We're going to put some adhesive on the back of that, and then we're going to stick it down just on the left side of that mark. Right there. Give it a little rub. In fact, you can take and make sure it's really pressed on there by burnishing it or pressing into it with the bone folder. Now let's flatten it out, and let's just add a little bit more adhesive there. That way we're ready later on. We're going to add adhesive on this edge, and we're going to add adhesive on this edge. But before we do that, we need to give it a little bit of a curl. So we're going to take the bone folder now, and we're going to take our thumb, and we're holding on to the bone folder through the paper. So the bone folder's on this side, and the thumb is on this side, and we're just bringing the paper through while we're bending our wrist. And you'll do the same thing on this side. Okay, and you're avoiding, of course, that little tiny support piece in there. We're not bending that, but that's just going to help us to curve the paper around. So we've got that ready to go. We've kind of broken some of the fibers in the paper with the bone folder to make it more bendy. And now we're going to go ahead and add our fast fuse about there, and maybe about 1.5 inches in. You don't want to go too close to this because you want to be able to have a little bit of a lift in there. You'll notice like on this one here, it's not totally pressed down all the way through. It goes to about this spot here. Okay, and then let's go ahead and take the fast fuse and press it down on this side. And now we've got nice stickiness there. We have to now cut our doily in half, and I didn't grab my paper scissors. Okay, don't tell anyone. I'm using my one that is assigned to ribbon, but you'll just want to trim right in half, okay? Don't ever do that, okay? Guys, make sure that if you have ribbon or paper snips that's set aside for ribbon, that you only cut ribbon with it, because paper does dull our scissors. Okay, there, don't do what I did. Now we're gonna put our half doily piece down so it's almost to the bottom here and about 1/4 of an inch in, and then we're gonna fold it over, making sure that this is pressed down this way. We don't want to have it this way, okay? So we're gonna keep that down. We're gonna bring the two edges together like this. Now we've got the edges together, and we're not going to press all the way down yet because we want to bring our chocolate piece in there. So just taking one of the chocolates, we're going to lay that in there, and we're going to position it so it's sitting right on top of that platform, okay? And then we're going to hold the chocolate in while we are pressing flat. And you'll notice this little piece here comes out a little bit. That's okay. We're going to make sure that when we press it all the way down, that we can push it back in and then stick our finger under there and attach it to the top, like that. That is kind of hard to share in words, so I can see why it was requested that I did a little video on that, but that's how you insert that little platform in there, and that way, when you have your chocolates in your little container, they're not sliding all the way through. Another thing we're going to do to reinforce where our chocolate is and keep it there is we're going to use our ruler. And now I got to look at my cheat sheet here. We're going to measure in about 1 inch. So we're going to make a little hole there, and that hole is also going to be about 1 3/4. Is that what I wrote down? 1 3. Yeah, about 1 3/4 in this way, and about 1 inch in that way. Now it doesn't matter if it's not perfect. So if you're, like I'm estimating this way, about 1 inch, okay? We're just making a little hole with our piercer. And then we're gonna do the same thing to this side. So I think it's gonna be easiest for me if I flip it over. And we're gonna do the same thing. So bring it in about 1 inch, and it's about 1 3/4 inches in this way, about 1 inch in this way, and we're just gonna press a hole. Okay, then before we actually put the label on, we're going to take our 1/8 inch hole punch. Oops, you have to go in this way with it. Our 1/8 inch circle punch or hole punch, and see how I'm going to go right on top of that little pierced hole that I made. Okay, do the same thing on this side. Now we're ready for the ribbon. Okay, let's move that stuff out of the way. Did I tell you the size of this paper yet? I don't think I did. I know it was written on the sheet, but I forgot to tell you the size. This is basically 3 inches by 6 inches. You could do different sizes, of course. It doesn't have to be the exact same size that I do, but I found that this one cranked out 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. I think it's 8 pieces from one designer sheet of paper. So you can get quite a few out of that pack, that Painted with Love pack of paper, if you're making Valentine's. As I'm bringing my ribbon through the 2 holes, I want to point out that I did angle cut this, so it's easier to poke through. An angle cut is basically just, not going straight across, but going like this, and that way you have kind of a point to lead you through. I'm also making sure that on the back side, I have a flat ribbon, and on the front side, my ribbons are curling around this way. When they curl around this way, I think they make a better bow when I tie them together. So now I'm going to cross them over each other, and I'm going to bring the top one, the top right, the one that's coming from the right, up and down through. Sorry, let me get my thumbs out of there so you can see. And I don't have any twists in this ribbon yet, but this one has been folded in half. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to twist this one the opposite way, like that. Hopefully you guys can see. And now I'm going to pull nice and tight. I think the trick for doing ribbons is to make sure that you're not giving it a lot of twists, okay? So now that we've got that, I'm going to use my ring finger, and I'm going to hold that down. I'm going to make a little rabbit ear with this piece down here. Take the top one. Oops. You know what? When I go faster, it's easier. Hang on a minute. And my ribbon, by the way, is about 11 inches today. I think I've done it with 10 inches before, but the longer the ribbon, the better you have to hold it. Now I'm going to bring the top one around from the left, over, going to the right now. So it's around from the left, under, and to the right. And I'm going to bring that through the hole, and I'm going to pull it like that. So if you wanted a little ribbon tutorial there. And then you can just hold on to the middle as you adjust the two ends of your ribbon. And you can trim like that. And then this piece goes on with fast fuse because it is going to be, hey Michelle, glad you joined in. This piece is going to be kind of stuck in a curve here, so you want to make sure that it's going to hold on tight. Now when I place this on here, I'm making sure that this bump of the punched part is centered right in the middle of my doily, and the straight edge part is right to the edge of the treat holder. Now if the ribbon's in the way, you can always adjust it by moving it. Okay, now that's in there. Now we can take our chocolate and slide it back inside, and we've got our fun little treat holder ready to go. So you can crank out a ton of these. I mean, seriously, you can make some for everybody you know and everybody they know. So these are all of the ones that I made previously. They're super fast. They're super fast to make. Okay, let me look at my notes here on the computer. I think I was going to tell you a couple things. Oh, I was going to talk to you about celebrations, so let me not flip you around quite yet. I do want to share with you that if you are not aware of the promotion going on now, you need to know about it. Now, if you're a demonstrator out there, I'm not talking to you guys because you know it, but if you're a customer of mine or soon to be customer of mine, this is the best time to buy. If you loved what I showed and you want to go to my online store, you can go to Stamp Your Art Out. Whoops, where is it? There it is, stampyourartout.com. You can click on the shop online or shop now button or whatever, and it'll take you to the online store, and then you can get these free products for your purchases. Every $50 that you spend will give you a free pick from this catalog. It is the best time to get started with Stampin' Up! Because you get lots more for your money. You could get a card kit, you could get the beautiful peacock stamp set, you could get a whole bunch of ribbons. So these are free picks. One of my favorites is this panda set. So yeah, a whole stamp set for a $50 order. So I just wanted to point that out to you because you may have fell in love with what I shared with you today. Okay, let me flip you around. We're going to say goodbye, but I'm going to show you the next project. I was talking with my team earlier and I said, what can I show today? And I decided I'm not going to go with something too elaborate next week, because next week I am going to be at a retreat and I'm going to try to broadcast from that place, which is a gamble. I'm going to give it a go though, because I want to share with you every Wednesday at 2. And so the next project that I'm going to share with you, which doesn't take too many supplies, is this cute little fishy treat holder. So if you want to learn how to make that, I hope that you join in with me again on Wednesday next week at 2 o'clock. Yes, Christy, thank you for that too. She mentioned that it's a great time to renew your paper pumpkin kits or purchase paper pumpkin. If you get a 3-month bundle of paper pumpkin in one shot in the online store, it's called a 3-month prepaid, or you get it in 6 or 12 and have a savings, you can get free SAB or celebration products from that too. So anyways, thank you so much for joining in, everybody, and I hope to see you next week. Bye-bye.